All right, we are live on the Coach Eli Television Network, YouTube, Facebook, and D Live. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you can all join me on this. What day is it today? It's Tuesday, August 24th, 2021. If you're joining us here live, if you're watching on the replay, stick around as always because there's tremendous replay value to most, if not all of my streams with evergreen content. So stick around for that. But welcome to the show, everyone. Before we get to today's topic, let me first of all make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it absolutely has. Let me also check out the back end of YouTube and make sure it is rolling smoothly, and it is. The back end of Facebook is rolling well, and D Live is running properly. And real quick here, let me check out the front end of Facebook. The top of my newsfeed, one of my friends says, feeling overwhelmed. This was one of those days where I'm questioning myself as a parent if I'm doing the right thing. Yeah, this modern world has really screwed things up, right? In this modern world of instant gratification and smartphones and social media and everyone going out there seeking validation and all that, we're overwhelmed. I can't blame my friend for feeling that way. This is one of my friends. I'm not going to mention who it is. Anyways, what was I here for? I was checking to make sure that Facebook is rolling smoothly. All that. We're overwhelmed. I can't blame my friend. Facebook is rolling well. Let's check out the D Live. Facebook is rolling well. Let's check out the D Live. Oh, D Live is rolling smoothly. All right. If you're viewing on Facebook and D Live, feel free to get your questions, comments, or concerns in the chat, and I will be periodically checking on in. But primarily, I focus more on YouTube. That's the primary platform I stream and post my content to. So if you want to come over to the most engagement, go over to youtube.com/lifecoacheli, or just go up top at the search bar on YouTube and just type in Coach Eli, Elias Melas. You'll see my channel there with 4+ K subscribers. The Queen is here. Hey, Queen, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Glad you could join me here today, Queen, and everyone else as well. All right, let's get right to it because I have a good amount of content to go through tonight. I have 3 very interesting Reddit postings, and I really love Reddit. It's brought tremendous value to my content, and it's been a great supplement because you get to see in real time. Once you join any one of these subreddits, right? These subreddits, every time they post, show up on your Reddit feed. And I go through my feed every day, and it's unbelievable what I'm seeing happen in real time, right? And I have my experiences and my thoughts, which is why I'm here doing what I do. I want to share my experiences and my thoughts with you folks because together I want to help each and every one of you navigate this crazy modern digital world we all live in as best as possible, so that way you can get what you want. But what if you're not getting what you want? And I think most of you out there are not getting what you want. So let's get to the topic. Queen Helen Casey says, I'm doing just peachy. That's a sarcastic comment, Queen. What's really going on, girl? What can I do to help you? Queen, I've known you for probably close to 2 years, if not over 2 years now. And I know when the chips are down, Queen. I get it. We're all struggling to figure out this crazy modern world, right, Queen? It's a crazy modern world, isn't it? Anyway, the topic of today's show is why aren't you getting what you want in life and how to actually get it. One more time. Why you aren't getting what you want in life and how to actually get it. And the thumbnail, if you're on YouTube and Facebook, you got to click on the thumbnail to enter this show. The thumbnail says, why you don't get what you want. Yeah, that's what I'm here to talk about tonight. Why you don't get what you want. There is a reason, right? There's always a reason. And a lot of people just don't want to own up to what that real reason is that's holding you back to have what you want in life. And I'm going to explain that here in a straightforward way because I have lots of friends and I've helped lots of people and I've heard lots of stories and I have lots of experience to see this hands-on. And I think the people that are not getting what they want really understand what's holding them back. They're just afraid to make a change. Why? Let's talk about it, okay? Let's give a few examples here at the beginning of this show during my monologue, okay? And then we'll get to these very interesting Reddit postings. Let's talk about, first of all, women. Why women don't get what they want? Well, this crazy modern digital world that we live in nowadays is not only a crazy modern digital world. We're not only in a world of social media and instant gratification, but on top of that, we're dealing with third wave feminism, which is fine to a certain extent. I say that respectfully, ladies, where women have been liberated. I keep saying it again, but I'm going to say it again like a broken record. Women have been liberated, meaning that they have the same rights that men always have had, that they didn't have before. Women are working. They're going to college, getting a degree, and they become more career-focused than marriage-focused or relationship-focused. And then by the time they figure out, oh boy, I wasted my 20s having fun. Let's just call it having fun while going to college, getting a degree. Now I'm in my career. Now I'm establishing my career, and I'm in my early to mid-30s. And now I'm rushing to find a good man to have a family with that will accept me in my mid-30s. And I'm going to try to have a couple kids with this guy that accepts me in my mid-30s before my biological clock expires, right? I'm seeing more and more women nowadays talk about that online. They wish they could go back and do it all over again. They were having fun hooking up with the Chads and Tyrones of this world, right? You ladies know it. You were hooking up with the Chads and Tyrones because you wanted to more so focus on your studies. And the Chads and Tyrones were a lot more interesting and fun and exciting for you than the really nice guy, right? That may be somewhat attractive or even attractive, but the really, really nice guy. You didn't want that guy, right? I don't ask for anything from anybody 100. Well, Queen, look. I respect you, Queen, and I know what you honestly mean by that, okay? You're a good person, you're a good woman, Queen, and I get it. This crazy modern digital world affects all of us, including you, Queen. It's perfectly, I wouldn't say it's a happy place to be, but I understand why you feel the way you feel. I really do. I hope you believe that. We've known each other for a while now. But, Let's take another example when it comes to women, right? There are women now that are in their early 40s, for example, right? And they've been married for 15 to 20 years. Maybe they're in their mid-40s, right? Let's just say mid-40s. They got married when they were 25, and they wanted a family. They wanted to find a good guy that's going to be a good provider, and just a man that would accept them and be good to them, right? Now you fast forward, 20 years later, the woman gets married at 25. Let's say the husband's around the same age, 25, just for example purposes to make it easier, right? Now this couple's in their mid-40s. They have a couple of teenage kids or preteen kids, right? Their kids are probably somewhere between, I'd say, it could be anywhere from age 5 to 15, right? They have a couple of kids, right? And what's happening? The romance has died, right? The romance has completely died. Both the man and the woman are working. And when they're not working, they're focusing the rest of their time taking care of their kids. And there's no time for loving or romance, which is absolutely necessary to keep the fire burning in any relationship or marriage, especially, right? And when the sex starts to slow down, let's just say this particular couple, for example, purposes could be anybody, right? Let's just say, as they got into their mid to late 30s, the sex started to slow down to maybe, once a week or a couple times a month. And as they entered their 40s, the sex started to slow down to maybe once per month or less, right? And the couple, probably talks about it and says, yeah, we've got the kids, we're working, we need to focus on our kids. And, I understand if we can't have time for ourselves, right? Well, that's the furthest thing from the truth. That's the reason why your relationship is on the rocks. And for the woman in this situation, that's why you're feeling like, something is not right here. I'm not happy here. I have 2 kids and a husband, a great provider and all that. But what's actually happening here, right? What's actually happening to this 45-year-old woman, for example, is that she's not having her needs met in the relationship, in the marriage, right? And like I've said before, and I'm sure most people understand this, men reach their sexual prime at around age 18. Unless you're me, I'm 47, I'm still in my sexual prime. I still have the energy of an 18-year-old. But not all men are like that, because not all men take as good care of themselves as I do, or are fortunate to have good genes like myself that keep me healthy, fit, young looking, etc. And not all men have the attitude, the positive, outgoing, energetic attitude like I have, right? Okay? So men hit their sexual prime at age 18, right around there. But when do women hit their sexual prime? Sometime around their mid-30s to late 30s, but by the time they hit their early 40s, so between 35 and 40, women start to hit their sexual prime, right? So while they're with this guy, before that time, and even if the sex was starting to slow down, right? Once they reach their sexual prime and they're not, and their hormones are going crazy, and they want sex and love and romance, right? Like they were getting initially when, they got with their man before they got married, when they started dating. When they're not getting that, they start to feel like they're missing something, right? It doesn't matter if they have 2 kids, young kids, and they're the priority. It doesn't matter if the husband is busy working all day, every day to provide. Nothing else matters. It's that feeling of having your needs met, right? Now, most normal men feel the same way, unless you're one type of guy. And I keep talking about this type of guy, Queen. Can you guess what type of guy I'm talking about? What are the types of guys I talk about, Queen, that, don't have a spine, put women on a pedestal, don't really understand what it takes to keep a lady happy in the relationship and to keep the relationship flowing smoothly? Do you know what type of guy I'm talking about, Queen? Because I'm about to sing a song again. Beta man, that's right, Queen. Beta man, beta man, beta man, beta man, beta man. Queen, I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that. Queen, you knew exactly She even spelled it beta mon, M-O-N, 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 I mean, instead of man. Beta mon. That's right, queen. Beta mon, right? So, the woman's not getting her needs met, right? And why? Because she's probably married to a beta mon. Now, the beta mon is not getting his sexual needs met and his romantic needs met. But at this point, the beta mon is like, I'm just here to do what I need to do to provide for my wife financially, my kids. I'm here to take care of the family, right? I'll put my needs aside and I'll be okay with that. And maybe down the road when the kids get older, I can more so focus on my wife. No, dude. No. You see, this is the reason why a lot of women slip out and cheat, which I don't condone, but I can understand why they do it. This is why a lot of women start to fall out of love with their man. Even though he's doing everything else right, he's screwing up the most important thing that started this whole thing. You can't have a family without your wife. Your wife carried those kids for 9 months. It takes 2 to tango. You're being unappreciative to your wife by not finding time to keep the fire burning in the marriage, no matter how many kids you have, no matter how busy you are at work, no matter what. You got to find and make time to romance your wife, to date and court your wife, just like you did before you got married, which made her want to accept your marriage proposal. You got to go back to do the things you did before she accepted your marriage proposal to keep the fire burning. Right? But what's the real reason why these relationships are doomed to fail regardless, right? Because the woman back in those days that was seeking a good guy, she was probably, hooking up every now and then with the Chads and Tyrones. Probably tried to lock down one of the Chads and Tyrones and realized that that wasn't going to happen, right? And because maybe her family was putting pressure on her to get married, have a family, or maybe she just wanted a family on her own, right? Maybe she wanted to be with someone, right? And was tired of dating around. She went out there to find the next best thing, which wasn't what she wanted, right? She went out there and found a guy that accepted her for her, was ready to get married, have a family, and all that, right? What she didn't realize was she was lowering her standards and she settled for the beta male provider, the beta male provider, right? And while the beta male provider is going to offer all the resources a woman needs in a relationship, marriage, and be a great father and this and that, the beta male provider is not typically what this woman is attracted to, or any woman is attracted to. Women, no matter what they say, they are not attracted to the beta mon, beta mon, beta mon, beta mon, beta mon. Women are not attracted to beta mons. They're not sexually attracted to beta mons. They appreciate the resources of a beta mon, and they settle for the beta mon unknowingly, but fast forward 20 years later, when the romance is dead, and the woman's sitting there, I just feel like something's missing, right? I'm not happy. I'm not getting my needs met. And I just don't feel the same way about my husband, right? So you have these women in their mid-40s. They've supposedly publicly shown that they're happily married with kids. They probably have lots of pictures. Their families are probably all happy, right? But no one knows what's really going on in her head except for her, right? Unless you understand this as well as I do, right? Now, how does this affect this woman, right? How does this affect this woman? It affects this woman because, she's probably tried to talk with her husband, probably tried to initiate more sex with her husband, probably tried to go out on more dates with her husband. And her husband is saying, I got to work. I got to provide for the family. I got this. I got that. Dude, we all get that, right? But dude, you're married. And your responsibility as a man in the marriage is not just to provide financially and be the provider. Your job is to rock your wife's world in the bedroom, to take her on romantic weekend getaway trips, and to spend time with her outside of your kids or anyone else, right? Here's the thing. Even if you have small children under 18 or even under 10, right? If you're going to get married nowadays, you're going to want to live around an area or live around the area where other family members or friends that you trust that can babysit your kids for a weekend once per month. And once per month, you take your wife on a romantic weekend getaway. It's going to blow her mind. It's going to supercharge the intimacy and the romance. It's going to show her that despite how crazy life's become since we got married, we had 2 kids, we have a lot more responsibility now, right? But what made us decide to marry each other? It was what we did before that. It was how we treated each other and took care of each other before that, right? So why should that stop during the marriage? Now, you probably can't do it as often during the marriage, but if once every month you said to your wife, babe, I know things have been crazy. We've got the kids, we're working, we're trying to provide, we're doing all this, but babe, I love you. And I never want the fire to stop burning between us. And we're going to find time once per month to go on a romantic weekend getaway. I'm going to take you to some amazing places that we may have been in the past to reminisce, and some new places too, babe. How does that sound to you? Wow, babe, really? You're going to blow your wife's mind away, and you're probably going to save your marriage, right? And you're probably going to prevent your wife from going out and banging other guys behind your back because you're not giving her what she should be getting from you, right? So you have these women that are feeling this way and don't say anything to their partner about it. Because why? Because they fear losing their partner, or maybe there's some type of codependency. Maybe they have a combined income, right? And that combined income provides their lifestyle not only for them, but for their kids, right? Or maybe she's not saying anything because she doesn't want the kids to see mom and dad go through a divorce, right? But is that the healthiest way to handle it? No, because the bottom line is you're going to be unhappy. And the more and more you try to cover up your unhappiness, you're going to be acting in such an unnatural way that your kids and your husband are going to see this, and it's not going to be good for them anyway, right? So what's the solution? Well, first, how does this affect these women in other ways? It affects all other aspects of their life. Their friendships, their relationship with their family. Okay? If this woman is trying to do something else, for example, there are, women that want to run YouTube channels. There are women that want to run nonprofits. There are women that want to do a little side gig, right? Maybe they're working a job that they don't really like, but it pays the bills. So they're doing a side hustle or a side gig, right? Trying to build up a secondary type of business that may end up being her primary business, right? So how does it affect her? It affects her because she's in a situation right now where she's unhappily married. to the point where it's affecting every other aspect of her life that she wants to accomplish. So not only is she not feeling happy about the lack of intimacy and romance in her marriage, right? But because of that, she's feeling even more unhappy because it's also holding her back from, creating other great things she wants to create. So what's the solution? Let's get to the solution now. The solution is this. You got to talk with your man, and you got to see how he feels, and you got to say, hey, we need to do some things, just you and me, once per month for a weekend. We need to rekindle this romance, or I can't do this anymore, right? You got to talk with your man, no matter what it costs you, because if you don't, in the long run, it's going to cost you more with your sanity, right? And you may end up doing some things that, may affect you at a greater level than if you just say, hey, look, we need to do something here, or this is not going to work for me anymore. And the husband will be like, what do you mean? Well, we're married, and I love you, but I don't get to feel your love anymore. You're always busy working. I'm working. We've got the kids, but we can't forget about what got us here, right? And if the husband says, okay, babe, let's figure this out. I do love you. I don't want us to split up. Let's talk about it. How can we do this? In that case, if the man listens and starts doing the things he did before they got married, at this point, that'll more than likely save the marriage. But it has to be consistent. You can't do it just one weekend and then go another year before you go in another weekend getaway. You got to take your wife away on a weekend getaway trip once per month, just you and her, no kids, no one else. The other 3 weekends, spend it with your kids. And, go out as a couple with your kids, maybe other family members. But you've got to at least once per month dedicate a few days or a weekend to just you and your wife. You say, babe, I'm getting off work at 5 o'clock on Friday. Drop off the kids at my folks' place, the grandparents. And I want you to wear whatever makes you feel as sexy as possible, because we're going to take a nice drive to the mountains or the coast or wherever, right? Couple-hour drive. We're going to talk. We're going to stop along the way and, maybe grab a bite. We're going to play our favorite tunes. I'm going to rub your thighs along the way, babe. And when we get to that beautiful hotel suite I have booked for us, we're going to snuggle up all night in ways that you haven't seen in quite some time. We're going to clear the cobwebs, babe. We're going to clear the cobwebs. That's what a good man in that position would do, and that would blow your wife's mind away. But you can't just do it one time. You got to do it every month. You got to make the time. Even if you don't have the time, even if you're that busy with work, kids, other things, you have to make the time, or your marriage and relationship is done. And not only that, it's going to affect everything else you're trying to accomplish, right? You can't get what you want in life unless what you already have is working for you. And if it's not working for you, you have to remove it, right? Let me share one more thing here, and then I'm going to share one quick posting on Reddit before I take my first break. Then I'm going to come back, and I'm only going to do 2 segments today, and I have a couple other Reddit postings I'm going to go over. So this show's probably going to be about an hour and a half, 2 hours max, but probably close to an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes. Like I've talked about in the past, and I've done videos on this, right? Sometimes you have to remove people from your life in order to get ahead, right? I believe I titled it Removing Bad Seeds from Your Life, right? And if you remove certain people from your life, in some cases, if not most cases, these people aren't really bad people. It's just that these people are weighing you down in some way, shape, or form from getting ahead to accomplish what makes you happy, right? And I've been scrutinized many times in my life for just removing people all of a sudden. Quite frankly, I don't care how scrutinized I get. I feel good and I'm happy within myself because I removed these people because they were an obstacle in the way of me accomplishing what I want to accomplish. It's the same thing with dating the wrong person or being married to the wrong person. I try to teach people these principles so you know what to look for and what attracts you to a man or a woman. So you find the right person that you're attracted to from the very beginning instead of dating down because the guy you really want to be with and marry didn't give you the time of day. So you went and found the beta male provider unknowingly. And then 20 years later with a couple kids, you find out that this is really not the guy I wanted to be with. I just settled because he's the beta male provider, right? Well, thank you, Lewis. If you say you're watching my ads, this stream probably has not been demonetized. Let's find out. Let's take a look. No, it's green for now. Yeah, many of my streams have been getting demonetized in the middle of the stream on the YouTube side of things, and then I submit them for manual review and they get approved. I had 2 of my last 3 demonetized. I submitted them both for review. The one from the other day got approved, and then the one from last night is still under review right now. I'm sure they'll fix that by later today. But thank you so much, Lewis. How you doing, bro? Welcome to the show. Hey, Arnie, how you doing, man? Great to see you here. So like I said, you have to remove obstacles that are in the way of you accomplishing what you want to accomplish. That's why you aren't getting what you want in life, right? You aren't getting what you want in life primarily because there are obstacles in the way and you aren't removing those obstacles. And a lot of times, those obstacles are other people. Could be other people you're dating or married to, right? Or it could be a best friend you've had for 10 years, and all of a sudden, that best friend has taken a different path, or his attitude's changed, right? Or he's doing things that you just don't agree with all of a sudden, right? Unless you want to go down that negative path along with that friend, you have to remove them, right? And other friends as a part of the group, or people that know your friend, or maybe your family will say, You've been friends with this person for 10 years and you just all of a sudden just, ditched him or ditched her or just let them go. Yeah, here's the reason why. I don't like his attitude anymore. He's not fun to be around. He's doing things I don't agree with, and I don't want to go down that path. Well, can't you give him a chance? I gave him plenty of chances. Life is short. I don't have time to waste. And neither do you folks. Mom doing good too. She's doing better. Is she off the meds, Lewis? Hopefully she's off the meds, or at least taking fewer meds, bro. You said she's taking a cocktail of 20 meds. That's a lot, bro. That's quite a lot. Like I mentioned to you a few streams ago when you brought this up, my father was on almost like 30 medications the last 5 to 10 years of his life before he passed away at the age of 76, 12 years ago. And what he would do is he would, take one of those plastic screw boxes with compartments that you get like at Home Depot. He would dump out the screws and he would put his pills in different boxes. He would carry that. It was like a medication cocktail. Might as well take all those meds, put them in a blender, stir them up, and make a smoothie out of it, right? She's doing better. Not yet. Well, I pray to God, Lewis, that she doesn't need to be on all that medication for too terribly long, because the body, it's not good for the body for it to be, initially to get through the pain and all that, yeah, no problem. As directed by a doctor, no problem. But yeah, hopefully she'll be getting off those meds soon. So here's the thing before I go and show that first Reddit posting. It's going to be very quick. Then I'm going to take a break and come back and do the final two. They're going to be very interesting. Don't let anyone scrutinize you. Don't let anyone scrutinize you because you have made a decision to remove someone or certain people from your life that you see as an obstacle getting in the way of what you want to accomplish. And here's the thing. If other people scrutinize you for removing these obstacles in your life, if they don't stop questioning you about it, now they're becoming an obstacle. So now you may have to remove them, right? And this is what I told these people from the past when I got rid of a 18-year-old friend from high school days. Even my brother got on me for it. Now my brother understands why I did it, right? My family got on me for it because this 18-year friend of mine, everyone knew him, even my family, right? My family gave me shit about it. And I said, look, you can give me all the shit you want about it. This is my decision. This is my life. I don't like what he's doing. I don't like the way he's all of a sudden changed and the way he's living his life. It's unhealthy to me. And it's creating an obstacle, a roadblock for me to focus on what I want to accomplish in life, right? I'm sorry things didn't work out. If you still want to be friends with him or hang out with him, no problem. I'm just not going to hang out with you guys when you're hanging around him. That's my choice. You got to stand your ground. You got to stand your ground. You got to stand your ground no matter what anyone else says, right? You are your own leader. You are the master of your own domain. You create your own journey, not other people, right? Yes, Lewis. I just said that. She is taking 20 different kinds of medications. Eli, you can't change everybody. No, I'm not trying to change anybody, Queen. What I'm saying, Queen, is that if each person out there as an individual is wondering why they aren't getting what they want in life, I'm here to share how they can accomplish it should they choose to take my advice. If not, that's okay too. All I'm saying is that to the people out there that truly are in a position where they feel stuck and they feel unhappy because they're hanging out with someone, they're married to someone, they're dating someone, or they have a friend, or someone in their life that's creating a roadblock towards something that they want to accomplish. All I'm saying is that the only way to get past that so you can have what you want in life, in most cases, is to talk with that person and remove them if they're not willing to, change their ways or go back to being the way they were when they first became your friend or your boyfriend or girlfriend or your husband or wife. A lot of people are staying friends with people. They're staying in relationships longer. They're staying in marriages longer because they're comfortable and there's a codependency. The bottom line is this. People know when something feels right and when it doesn't. And the reason why people stick together longer in cases where they should part ways is because of the codependency. They provide each other some sense of validation, emotional support. Maybe they both have resources that they're sharing that work for them. And if they split up, it's going to make life more difficult. Let me tell you, folks, being involved with anyone at a friendship level, dating level, or marriage level as a codependency is never going to work out. And the longer that you stay in that codependent relationship, the harder it's going to be to break away from it. And the more it's going to drive you crazy, the more destructive it's going to be. You have to address the issue with the other person, and you have to take action immediately. All right, we are at 41 minutes. Before we take the first break, I'm going to switch over to the browser source. I'm going to show you folks this quick posting from a woman I have a lot of respect for that posted in the subreddit Female Dating Strategy, FDS, everyone's favorite female Reddit community. You're going to see why I have a lot of respect for this woman here. Let's just switch over right now. Let me show you this, okay? So again, this is from the subreddit Female Dating Strategy, FDS. And this woman titled her posting and shared a tweet. Her tweet. The victim blaming pick Misha. Pick Misha is like pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me. It's all about me. It's all about me. That's what these entitled women in this forum, behave like. Could it get any worse? The victim blaming pick Misha. Could it get any worse? Look at this tweet here, Queen and Lewis and Arnie and anyone else here. I'm going to substitute certain words that you see on your screen there because I don't want the YouTube algorithm to demonetize me. It may anyway, but who cares? Let's just go. So, like I said, I'm substituting certain words. I've never been taken advantage of. Know why? Because I don't dress like a call girl. Let's just call it that instead of what's on the screen there. Or act overly sexual like most young women. Take some responsibility. This is a woman saying this. So these women were probably talking about how they've been taken advantage of by men, right? Or in the worst way, which you see the word right here. I don't want to say it, but you see it, right? Okay. Let's read this again. I've never been taken advantage of in the worst way a woman can be taken advantage of by a man. Know why? Because I don't dress like a, let's again just call it call girl, okay? It's the P word right there, right? Or act overly sexual like most young women. Take some responsibility, ladies. Ma'am, I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that. That is absolutely perfect. Big round of applause for that. Mad respect. I give mad respect to any woman that comes out and it's just normal and down to earth and realizes that many of these women in this forum, Female Dating Strategy, FDS, or many of these women in this world have taken things way, way too far with what they feel they're entitled to. They have the entitlement behavior. That's what she's saying in different words. So, what are my thoughts about this? Okay. Why are women doing what this woman is saying here they should stop doing? Right? Now, there's no man on the planet that has the right to take advantage of a woman in this way or in any way. And there's no woman that deserves this, right? But these women should understand there are crazy men out there that would do this. So why would these women put themselves in a position for this to happen, right? They need to be a little more they need to be a little more proactive, like this woman is saying, right? Why do these women go around dressing all skimpy, wearing low-cut dresses, bending over to show cleavage, sticking out their big booty, right? Wearing short skirts. Why are you women dressing that way if that's not the type of attention you're seeking, right? Again, it's not right to take advantage of a woman. But why are you dressing so provocatively? Let's say it that way. We're using words here to be professional, mature, respectful, right? Even though I don't think these women deserve respect, I'm going to be respectful and to appreciate the YouTube rules, right? Why are you women dressing so provocatively if you don't want this type of attention? It's a double standard, right? See, these women that are entitled, they're the queens of double standards. They're hypocrites, right? Right? They dress this way to get that kind of attention. Then once they get that kind of attention that they dress that way to get, and even though in many cases, if not most, they consent to the sex, right? They wake up the next morning, realize they made a mistake, and then they cry that they've been taken advantage of illegally, right? This woman's coming out and saying, I'm sick and tired of you ladies trying to play both sides of the fence. I'm tired of you ladies feeling like just because you're liberated nowadays, you have the right to feel entitled to all this stuff. No one's entitled to anything. The only thing that you're really entitled to is your freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want to say. Within reason, of course. But you can say pretty much whatever you want to say. But here's the thing. What these women are not understanding, that this one woman that wrote here on this tweet understands. What you say or do has repercussions. These women feel so entitled to do whatever the hell they want to do, dress any way they want to dress, say whatever they want to say, all without any repercussion. You give them any blowback, right? Even politely, and they get all triggered. They get all triggered and they say, "Oh, hashtag me too." This is the victim mentality. These are women I stay away from. These aren't even really women to me. These are women that are, they're like men in a woman's body. They're trying to be like men. It's just surreal. So yeah, I really like this tweet here. I'm not going to scroll down and show you the responses because it's not worth my time or yours. All it's going to be is a bunch of these women from the Female Dating Strategy, FDS subreddit, whining and bickering about this whole thing, talking about, oh, I was a victim here, I was a victim there. Now listen, there are women that are actual victims, and I feel for you and I support you. But the majority of these women, they put themselves in this position. They consented to this, right? And then because they didn't get what they wanted from the guy afterwards, trying to lock him down or something else, right? Now they're coming out and saying, I was taken advantage of in an illegal way. I was forced to be intimate with this guy. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. You had a night of fun. It didn't lead to anything. So be it. You consented to it, right? Who gives you the right to say you've been victimized just because you didn't get more than just that? Why did you put yourself in that position in the first place, dressing the way you dress, going back to the guy's place or bringing him back to yours? Why did you put yourself in that position if you didn't want that to happen? See, that's the thing. And society and the government and law enforcement, most of the time, unless there's concrete proof, will side with the woman even if she's wrong, right? That's why when it comes to the women that I choose to date, I talk with them for a while, because if they behave anywhere near the way these women behave in this subreddit FDS, female dating strategy, they won't even get the time of day from me. They won't get the time of day from me. I'll never meet a woman like this. And I can figure out a woman's intentions within the first 3 to 5 minutes of a phone conversation. All right. So let's go back to full screen here. Let me check out the chat here real quick. Hey, Diane, how you doing? Sorry, how you dress does not consent to a guy treating you wrong. No one said that, Diane. How you doing? Welcome to the show. How you been? No, Diane, all I'm saying is if women are dressing provocatively and going to a club to meet guys, they're dressed that way because they're trying to hook up, Diane. Women can go to a club and they can look nice, but they don't have to wear those low-cut, shirts, those short skirts, those stockings, that go all the way up. Diane, let's be real here. These women are going out there and they're seeking attention, and they're trying to have fun. But at the same time, they're trying to extract more from those guys. And when they don't get more, right? Okay. A lot of times they'll circle back, and let's say the guy has resources. Let's say the guy is a famous athlete or is an aspiring, he's aspiring at something. Let's say he's in college and he's about to get drafted into the NFL, the NBA, right? These women see this as an opportunity, and they go back and they say, well, I dated this guy at this point, and he took advantage of me in this way, right? Even though it was consensual, right? She sees him and his resources as an easy meal ticket, right? That's what these women do. I'm not saying that Diane, I'm all with you, right? Women don't deserve to be taken advantage of. But same with men, right? But you have to understand, women can also not play both sides of the fence. Women play both sides of the fence. Now, Diane, I've known you, over 10 years now. I've known you for a long time. You're a good woman. You have a good husband, right? You're from the old school, right? All right? You also have, your kids and their kids, and your kids are having kids, right? The modern world is different than the world you and I grew up in. I don't know if you're still around, but let me know if you are. I'll check Facebook when I get back from the break here in a second. Okay, nothing happening over on D Live. Queen says, I see it, and there are women that walk around half undressed. Right. What do you think about those women that walk around half undressed, Queen? What statement are they trying to make? A real decent, sophisticated, hardworking woman will wear a nice dress or a nice outfit that's going to be respectful. Not, I want to say the S word, but YouTube will punish me for it. The S word. You know what the S word is, right? We'll just say it's overly provocative. You say the S word, right? Which is what it really is. That's what they are. Anyway, I got to say one thing here. I just got a notification from Hinge saying, boost now. For best results, increase your chances for a date this weekend. No, thank you, Hinge. I did a video on this, pre-recorded, that I pieced together from some past live streams a few videos ago. what Bumble and Hinge don't want you to know. I boosted for 20 minutes and it got me nothing. You want to hear everything? Go and check out that video. No, thank you. See, they're trying to get me to boost my Hinge profile when I've already gone through all the top prospects. They want to lead me to believe that I'm going to get more juice for my squeeze after I've already squeezed out all the juice. And even these apps are taking advantage of these men nowadays too, right? Queen says it's sickening. Diane says if a girl chooses to go home with a guy, that is different. Right. Amen. How you been, Diane? What's going on? We need to hang out soon. I've been seeing your posts lately. I just haven't had a whole lot of time to comment. I've been running a lot of live streams and creating content. I've had some family things to deal with lately. But hope you're doing well. Hopefully your husband's doing well. It's really nice to see you. And how's the quality on the Facebook side of things? Let me know when you get a chance. All right, folks, I'm going to step away and take a what's up with this? Okay, I think we're okay. It looked like it was stuttering a little bit. I'm going to step away and take a quick break. And when I get back, we're going to go over a couple other Reddit postings. We're only doing 2 segments today. We're going to be on for about 45 minutes when I get back. The first posting is going to be from the subreddit dating. Is it wrong to be completely turned off by a girl that makes you chase them? One more time. Is it wrong to be completely turned off by a girl that makes you chase them? Well, if you want to get what you want, you're going to want to hear what I have to say and what the people in the comments say. After that, we're going to head over to the subreddit Purple Pill Debate. Study shows men rate feeling desired by their partners higher than what is appreciated. One more time. Study shows men rate feeling desired by their partners higher than what is appreciated. That's because women have been liberated. And I'll explain more about that in a little bit. It's changed the dynamics of how women see men nowadays because women work and they have their own resources. So the way that, women respect men nowadays involves a whole new different level than it used to be when women were not liberated and were dependent on a man for everything. That's what it all boils down to. But biologically, women are still attracted to men in the same ways that they always have been. It creates one heck of a confusion, and I'll share and explain all of that when I get back. So let me cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. All right, looks like we're looking good. Let me just check something real quick. Yeah, everything's running smooth. I'm just looking at some stats on my processor, video cards, and all that. All right. Cue up the music, Eli. Cue up the music. Boo-doo-boo-boo. Do-do-do-do. Let's see here. Boo-doo-boo-boo-boo-boo-boo. All right, let's make Queen happy again. And I'm going to enter back with my favorite song. All right, folks, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for about a 10-minute or a little less than 10-minute break. And when we return, we're going to get to those Reddit postings. So stick around, stick around, stick around, stick around, stick around. We'll be right back. Then you have magic. Yeah! Yeah! Ethan Mixel, Double Helix from the YouTube audio library. I first played Queen's favorite song, now I play my favorite song. Here we go! Energy up! Energy up! Energy up! Energy up! Yeah, baby! Don't let anything, absolutely anything get in the way of your success. Ever. Yeah, here we go. Time to settle down right now. Time to settle down. Whew. That song always makes me exude a lot of energy. Whew. Ooh. Okay. All right, still have a show to run, Coach, right? Yeah, I get it. All right. Here we go. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on the Coach Eli Television Network, primarily broadcasting live on YouTube at youtube.com/LifeCoachEli. That's youtube.com/LifeCoachEli. We're also simulcasting live on Facebook and D Live. If you want everything else besides just these live stream simulcasts on, Facebook and D Live, you're going to have to come over to YouTube to get the pre-recorded videos, to get the occasional mobile live streams exclusively available only on YouTube. And you can become a channel member as well for as little as $4.99 per month and get exclusive members-only content on my monetized YouTube channel. Just search Coach Eli, Elias Melas on YouTube, subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications, and you won't miss a single thing. But before we get back, and Diane, I'll get back to you in a second to see your comments there on Facebook. Let's let Ethan Mixel finish this up. Yeah. All right. I have to say, I love this background tonight. Queen, Diane, Arnie, Lewis, if you're still around, anyone else. I love this background. You know why I love this background? I love backgrounds and I love doing things that make me happy, okay? This background here is a hiking trail similar to a hiking trail I enjoy hiking the most, the San Francisco Bay Trail. In certain parts, there are dirt. Certain parts there are cement, but I love these dirt paths that allow you to go through nature. You see beautiful green trees and green grass, right? And along parts of the Bay Trail, obviously it's called the Bay Trail for a reason because there's water, right? There's the SF Bay, San Francisco Bay, right? And I also love going on this trail with a special someone. Whenever I've had a special someone in my life, there's no better feeling than being on a trail like this and walking it or hiking it with a beautiful lady you care for. And that's what life was meant to be. So, what are your thoughts about that? Folks, you have to do things that make you feel good. And you have to put yourself in a position and hang around people that make you feel good and they feel good being around you too. That's the key right there. A lot of people don't get that. You just can't settle for anyone that gives you the time of day just because other people that you really want to be with aren't giving you the time of day. A lot of people just don't understand that. Okay, I just got a message from someone I've been talking with online. I'm not gonna share any of my personal things tonight. Maybe on the show tomorrow I'll update you both on some stuff Let me get back over to Facebook real quick and see what Diane said. Be in the Bay Area this weekend. Doing good, but lag some. That's probably your connection. I've had absolutely no issues on my end. It's probably your connection. Maybe you're in a spotty area. Are you on 4G or 5G? Diane, you're probably not on Wi-Fi. Got to go. We are packing up camp, heading to next location in the morning. Okay, cool. That's a nice area, Diane. I'm really glad to see you're having a great time with your family and getting away from all of the hustle and bustle here in the Bay Area. Yeah, it's about time for me to get out of town for a little bit, but I typically enjoy getting out of town, when I have a good woman in my life. And so, hopefully I find one soon and I can just get out of town. It's even nice for me just getting away, even just a couple hours away to the Sacramento area or the foothills of the Sacramento area, where there are some nice hiking trails and the American rivers there. Isn't it nice to get away from the Bay Area? I mean, the Bay Area is our home, Diane. But, if we don't get away every now and then, the monotony builds up, and it's really nice to break the monotony and get out of the area for a while. It allows you to appreciate it more when you come back, and you also get to appreciate other great areas. Thank you for stopping by, Diane. Enjoy the rest of your trip, and I'll talk with you soon. All right. Nothing happening over on D Live, and YouTube is clear. All right, let's get to, what's the topic? The topic tonight that we've been discussing is why you aren't getting what you want in life and how to actually get it. One more time, why you aren't getting what you want in life and how to actually get it. You missed the first part of the show, go back and check out the replay because I shared some great examples that I know wholeheartedly will help people that I also know are going through this right now. I know there are a lot of people that are going through a lot of the stuff I discussed for example purposes during the first part of my show. And a lot of times, most of the time, I'll cater my content as examples regarding things that people I care about are going through but may not feel comfortable talking about because I want to help you. I want to help as many people as possible get what they want. And in order to get what you want, how you can actually get it, okay, you have to remove what's not making you happy, no matter how much it's going to hurt, to remove that aspect of your life. All right, let's switch over to the browser source and get to the first of two Reddit postings here. All right, so the first one is from the subreddit Dating, and it's titled, "Is it wrong to be completely turned off by a girl that makes you chase them?" One more time. Is it wrong to be completely turned off by a girl that makes you chase them? This was posted 13 hours ago. Great question. Okay? So you're asking this because you want to find a good woman, right? You want to find a good woman, and you aren't able to find and get a good woman. So how do you make this happen? How do you accomplish this, right? That's why you're asking. I've talked about this before. I'll share it again, okay? Because women have been liberated nowadays and they're independent and they're not dependent on a man for survival, they don't seek out men the same way that they used to seek out men when they were dependent on a man for survival before the days they were liberated, during the days of traditionalism, is what I'm trying to say, okay? During the days of traditionalism, women were dependent on a man for survival. They would seek out the strongest man, right? And they would chase the man, right? Men never chased women back then. They didn't have to because they were working hard. They were making good money. All they had to do was be themselves, and they would have tons of women trying to get their attention. But in this modern world, with women being liberated, practically doing the same things, or at least being able to do the same things, being allowed legally to do the same things that once only men were able to do. Women are not out there seeking men as much, or they're seeking men in a different way, right? And women feel that they no longer need to chase men, that they need men to chase them, right? Women will come out and say, I'm looking for a man that's going to chase me, right? Well, what women are not understanding is that just because that's what they think they want, that's not what they biologically respond to. They still biologically respond to a man that chases a woman the same way as if a man were to chase a woman back in the days of traditionalism, which it didn't happen because men knew what they were worth back then. All men knew what they were worth back then, right? That's the way things were. Because, like I said, women weren't working and men were the ones that were working. Men knew their role. Women knew their role, right? But nowadays, like I said, both men and women are doing everything, right? So there's a difference between what a woman says she wants and what she responds to, right? Now, in this modern world, let me read this and then I'll tell you more, okay? I'm not a big fan of the typical dating game of playing hard to get and everything. Yeah, I know. I've been down that road too. I've had that struggle talking with many women where I'm trying to get them to chase me and they're trying to get me to chase them. I'm kind of dealing with that right now with this one woman that I think really, really does like me, right? I'm probably going to share that story tomorrow. I'm probably going to do a stream tomorrow on, chasing a woman or chasing a man, right? Does chasing a woman, work because she says that's what she wants or something of that sort? I'll figure out a nice title for it. I'll probably do that tomorrow, right? If anything, I want a girl who's not into that BS and is upfront and is serious about what she wants. I agree. That's why I get to the point. I'm direct and decisive. I don't like playing these games. But to a certain extent, there is an element of the chase that needs to happen. But in my opinion, it needs to happen in a certain way. I'll explain it in a second. I told this to a friend and he said, no, you got to chase because after a few times of chasing and you stop, that's when they reach out to you. That's a very good point. Let's talk about it right there. Nowadays, because women are liberated and they have many options and they're not dependent on a man for survival, they're not going out there desperately seeking for a man to choose them. They're going out there and they're looking to see how they can, what type of men they can attract. And they're looking to see if a man has the balls enough to talk with her and ask her out, right? So the truth of the matter is, nowadays, men do have to do a little bit of chasing in the beginning. You have to approach the woman, whether it's online or offline. Hey, how you doing, right? I'd like to get to know you. I'm seeking somebody for a potential dating relationship partner. Let me know if you want to chat and get to know each other, right? That's technically considered, which is what I'm trying to say. It's considered, putting it out there and chasing the woman. There's no way around that. You have to do that. That's normal. That's not being desperate or needy, right? Right? And you go back and forth. You ask for the number, right? And then you have to be the one that initiates the conversation, right? Initiates a first phone call, whether you meet her in person, briefly at the supermarket or wherever, or online. You get the phone number, and then you're the one, as the man, that needs to set up a time, to talk with the woman. After you have that first phone conversation, okay, you also need to schedule a date. After that point, you need to schedule a time to meet, right? You schedule a time to meet, and you also basically, if you're not going to meet that same day or by the next day, if you're going to meet a few days down the road, you also need to let her know, hey, I know this date is still a few days away. A lot can happen between now and then. We live in a busy world nowadays. Things could change for you or for me. How about we, talk the night before and finalize the plans at that point? But I'm totally free and I'm leaving that day open, right? No problem, right? You go on that date. Let's say the first date goes well, right? At that point, when that date ends, okay, that woman's going to know whether she wants to hang out with you again or not. At the very end of that date, what I always tell women is this. I'd love to see you again. If you're interested in seeing me again, you don't have to tell me now. Text me later tonight, tomorrow, and let me know if you want to talk again, and I'd love to take you out on a more elaborate type of date. You seem like a really good lady, and I would love to continue getting to know you. And then you throw it in her hands. At that point, you never reach out to her again unless she reaches out to you. At that point, that's where the chase from you stops, and now she's seen everything about you. She's hung out with you in person. You've had great conversations, blah, blah, blah. She knows whether she's into you or not. If she's into you, she'll reach out to you. She'll start chasing you. But you have to back off and give her the time and space to miss you and wonder about you, because that's how women work. Okay, well then that was someone who just liked your constant attention. Yeah, a lot of women like validation and, attention, right? That's all, right? That's why they're on social media, putting pictures of them wearing provocative outfits, bending over, showing some cleavage, or sticking their big booty out, right? And they get a bunch of likes. That's called validation-seeking behavior. I don't date women like that. To a certain extent, all women are like that, but some of them go to the extreme. I'm looking for a woman that has a good balance of that and is not going to make it all about her getting attention. She's going to want to give attention to the guy that she's interested in this case, me, for example. Honestly, if a date goes well and she gives the clear signal that she wants to go out again, then it's tough to get out again, or doesn't communicate well with making plans for a second date, that's when I dip. Waste of time and energy to me. I agree, bro. I just said the way to handle it is you got to do all the chasing initially, but you got to do it subtly. After the first date, you back off, but you put it in her hands. I'd love to see you again. Had a great time. I would love to do something much more fun than we did today. And let me tell you, I'm a lot of fun to be with. You want to go on an even better journey? Reach out to me. You can text me later tonight, tomorrow, whenever, right? You let me know, and I'll look forward to hearing from you if you decide that, right? Put the ball in her court. And it almost doesn't matter what you say at that point, because if she's into you, she's into you. Unless you say something really, really stupid, if she's into you, you just have to let her know, hey, reach out to me if you'd like to see me again. You don't need to tell me right now. I just want you to feel comfortable and take your time to think about it. It's a big decision, right? Just be cool with her about it, right? Be real about it, right? Let's see what the people have to say in the comments section. Let me check out the chat first. Don't head to Sacramento. The smoke from fires are bad. I'm not heading to Sacramento this weekend. It's probably going to be at least a few weeks before I get up there, and by that time, everything should probably clear up. At least the Bay Area here hasn't gotten that smoky. We had a day or two of smoke, but I think it's not affecting me, so it's all good. But thank you so much, Diane, 11 minutes ago. I appreciate it. Nothing happening on D Live and nothing happening on YouTube. All right. And the live streaming server has been running well tonight. Great. Or the connection to and from my computer. Okay. Wrong. Not at all. I don't have the patience to deal with that shit. If someone acts like they're not interested, I'm going to take that at face value and move on. I agree with you. You guys can tell when a woman is interested or not. But a lot of women have different levels of interest depending on how many guys they're talking with. And part of figuring out if it's going to work or not, more than likely, is figuring out her level of interest. And the way you can figure that out is if she's chasing you, she's not dumping you, and she's into you more than the other guys, right? A woman is only going to chase one guy, the guy she wants. She may be talking to 10, but she'll chase the one guy that she wants. You got to give her the opportunity to do that. Like I said, initially, you got to reach out to her, get her attention, keep her attention, meet up with her, and then put the ball in her court after that, right? And if she really wants to see you, she will text you at least. Hey, I had a great time the other night. How did you feel? I had a great time too. Would you like to would you like to hang out again? You see, at that point, you can ask her because she reached out to you. She reached out to you first. It is important for the majority of the time after you go on a first date with a woman, for as long as you keep on seeing her, it is important that she reaches out to you first. The majority of the time, not all the time, but the majority of the time, because that way she's chasing you, right? She may say that she wants you to chase her, but do it and see what happens. I'll share the story once again. I've shared it many times in the past, but it makes sense to do so right now. My ex Dana, when we were dating, would always text me first thing in the morning, "Good morning, babe. Hope you have a great day. Look forward to talking with you by phone later tonight. I look forward to it as well. Good morning to you as well, babe. Have a good day. Okay, I'll text you when I'm ready for our call tonight." We would talk by phone at night. She would text me throughout the day, typically in the morning, right? She would initiate it all the time, right? After a year of being with her or so, we were in person and we were hanging out, and she goes, "How come you never text me first in the morning, good morning?" I started laughing. I'm like, "Come again? How come you never text me first in the morning? I'm always the one reaching out to you." And I said to her, "Well, is there a problem? It's working, right? Is there a problem with our relationship? We have great intimacy. I come and see you on the weekends. I take you to nice dinners. We go hiking. We have a great, are you not liking what's happening here?" And I'm messing with her, right? Because I know why she's saying that, right? She goes, "Yeah, but I really would like it if you could reach out to me sometimes too, like it would make me feel special." I'm like, "Here's the thing, babe," I told her. I said, "Look, I'm more than capable of reaching out to you first every time. I'm more than capable of chasing you, right? And quite frankly, if I knew that that was going to keep you interested and keep you around, regardless of what you say, I would do it. It's not that I don't want to do it. It's just that when a woman is chasing you and when a woman is reaching out to you first most of the time, it's her idea. And babe, it has to be your idea for our relationship to work." She came back at me, "Well, doesn't it have to be your idea too?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm pretty content, right? I'm looking at it from a logical standpoint. You're looking at it from an emotional standpoint, right? I'm happy with what we've got, and I'm good. And as long as you're happy with me, I'm not going anywhere, right?" So I said, "Babe, why change something that's not broken?" And she goes, "Can you just at least do me a favor? Can you just text me first once per week, and I'll text you the rest?" I'm like, "Sure, okay." But see, we talked about it, right? And it's okay for you to reach out once per week first, right? Maybe even twice. But if she's not reaching out 5 to 6 times per week first, it ends up becoming less of her idea. And then she's going to start feeling weird, and, it's going to change. Trust me, guys. Trust me, guys. If she's chasing you, she's not dumping you. The moment she stops chasing you is when it starts to go the other way. Don't believe me? Try it out and see what happens. Not to mention that you want to avoid being labeled creep and a harasser. It's tough. Well, that's true too, but just because you're chasing a woman doesn't mean you're a creeper. Chasing a woman could mean you're dating a woman and you're the one that says good morning first every morning, right? And it's not that you don't want to do that. It's just if the woman thinks of you first, that means she's really into you and it's her idea. And remember, women are emotional beings. Women respond to everything emotionally based on how they're feeling in the present moment, right? Their emotions can change about you in a split second. So you have to constantly know that your woman is still feeling it for you. And the way you know is if she's chasing you every day. She's got to chase you every day for the rest of your life for it to work. That's just the way it works. That's feminine energy, and you not chasing her is masculine energy. You're focused on your purpose, your mission. You're focused on other things, and then when you have time to be with her, then you're with her, right? Exactly. How many times does it take for no to equal no? Once. Why are we going on this here? Come on. Sounds like these ladies from FDS, Female Dating Strategy, have infiltrated this dating group. My thoughts exactly. The way I see it, if she's interested, she'll try. Pretty simple, really. I agree. If a woman's into you, she'll chase you. That's the bottom line. Big facts. It is wrong to be completely turned off by a girl that makes you chase them. No, if you have any bit of self-esteem, this is how you should be feeling about it. All right, listen. Here's the thing. Give me a second here. Let me check out Facebook, the live, and YouTube. We're still good. We're all good. Okay. Here's the thing. Look, when I really like a woman, when a guy likes a woman, he wants to be with her as much as possible. And he wants, the truth of the matter is guys want to know every day if the woman still feels the same. If you ask her or you chase her and ask her, it's going to turn her off because it's going to make you come off as weak, needy, desperate, and insecure, right? So while we deep within feel like chasing and, like vomiting our feelings for her, that's how you want to feel. It's just behaving that way is not masculine, right? When she comes to you, she's inviting that. And then after she brings it up, you say, good morning. She may say, good morning, babe. I love you. I'm so happy. Like every morning I wake up, I think about you, babe, right? That's what she's saying, right? Then I get back and say, babe, I love you too. I can't wait to see you this weekend. I'm so excited just to be able to spend another weekend with you. Make some great plans, and I can't wait, right? That's all you got to do. That's it. It's pretty freaking simple like that. I told this to a friend, and he said, no, you got to chase, because after a few times of chasing and you stop, that's when they reach out to you. Yeah, let's see what this person responded to that line of the original poster. Your friend, like a lot of other guys, have an issue where they spend too much time on women who honestly aren't interested. That's probably true, but that's not what this guy said here in the original post. What the guy's saying is that initially, you got to put yourself to the woman's orbit. You got to ask for her number. You got to have a phone conversation. Then you got to meet. After you meet, then you put it over in her court. They do it so much, they've trained themselves that that's how dating works. I speak from experience because I was like that up until a few years ago. Dude, you don't chase a woman after a certain point. This guy thinks he figured it out, but I don't think he has. I get your second point, but believe it is a little bit more complicated than that. So many girls do, as a matter of fact, act interested and will go so far to outright flirt, sit on your lap, or go out of their way to touch you, among other things. Yeah, then they back off, right? If a woman does that to me, that's the last time I'll ever see her. That's called being a tease. I've had plenty of times where I've had a female acquaintance who is clearly all into me all the way up until you actually tried to act on her flirtation. Well, that's because you didn't respond to it in the right way. Let me tell you how to handle that. Okay? Let me tell you how to handle that. I've had in the past, when I've dated a woman on a second date where, she wanted to have sex with me in my car, right? And maybe she would have, right? But this is what I told her. I said, look, I really like who you are, and I really want to make this more special. You're a special lady. How about we don't do it here in the back of my car? How about I plan a nice romantic weekend getaway next weekend? We go hiking, get a nice hotel suite, we'll have some nice dinners. How does that sound? That sounds great. Pretty turned on by you right now, but I can be patient until next week, right? And then you make her want you more, right? Just think about it. The reason why you didn't get any, and basically she was putting herself into your orbit, and she was flirting with you to see how you're going to respond to it. Okay? And you got to, some women, you can just go for it and try to kiss her and go for it, but you still have to warm her up, right? A little foreplay and stuff, right? Other women are looking to see what you're going to do. They're probably looking for you to say, hey, look, I'm really turned on by you too, but I like you, and I'd rather wait and plan something special. I want this to mean something. Because most other guys are just going to try to jump her bones like you did, and she was turned off. And even if she was kind of like semi into you and flirting with you because she had nothing better to do, if you approach her in the way of saying, yeah, you're really turning me on and I like you, but we're not going to do this here tonight. She'll probably say, what? I don't want to do this here tonight. I like you. I have respect for you. And I want to do this, but how about we make it more meaningful and special? Let's go away next weekend. Let me take you somewhere nice. Let's get out of town. Do something romantic. Are you serious? You're not going to sleep with me tonight because you want to take me on this, nice getaway trip and make it more special? Yeah. Isn't that what you want? I thought you'd never ask. At that point, she probably would want to take you right there. But even if she did, I wouldn't take her. Be strong about it. Because then you shift the power back to you. Then you have her chasing you. She's actually testing you in that situation. And dude, you didn't get the P because you failed the shit test. And all women do that, dude. A lot of young girls love playing this game. And after a while, dude was just figure it out if you're tired of it. No, dude. Yeah, you can look at it as a game or you can look at it as a shit test. Women are looking to see how strong of a man you are, and do you like them for more than just their vagina. And you failed, dude. You came up like a sick puppy dog, dude. I'm going to read one more, then go to the second subreddit before we go off the air here. I've had plenty of times where I've had a female acquaintance who is clearly all into me, all the way up until you actually tried to act on her flirtation. So this guy is responding to what the last person wrote, right? Exactly, because they're not interested. That's not true. That's not true that they're not interested. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Maybe they're like on the fence, right? Maybe they're really attracted to the guy, but they're testing him to see, how patient they're going to be, or if they want her more than just her vagina. We as men can't get mad if a woman plays games with us, because if we get played, we made a conscious decision to participate in it. Dude, that's because men respond to everything logically first, and women are emotional beings. You guys don't understand the fact that women are emotional beings, and they respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment. That's what it is. That's what it is. Strange game. the only winning move is not to play. No. If you don't play, you automatically lose. You're saying the only way to win is to not play, but that's the way you automatically lose. That's pathetic. Understand the women, flirting is just that, flirting. It doesn't really mean anything. It's pretty cut and dry. No, it does mean something. It's a shit test. They're looking to see how you're going to handle it. Do you think if you handle it the same exact way as every guy does, it's going to work? Or are they looking for the one guy that's different? Now, sometimes you're going to come across women that are so into you, and you're so into them, and they give you that look, and they just want you to take them. Okay? But even in those cases, it's up to you. If you can definitely get action that night and it feels right, go for it. But if she's just being a little flirtatious and stuff, and you're uncertain if she really wants it, like she's on the fence, then do what I said to do a second ago. So you know what? We're going to have to slow this down a little bit because I really like you. I'm getting really turned on. And I don't want this to happen tonight. Right? What guy's going to say, I don't want this to happen? You stand out. You don't want to be close to me or anything? You don't want to fuck me or whatever? No. Why not? You're not attracted to me? No, I am. You're very beautiful. Then why don't you want me? Because I would rather hang out with you a little bit more tonight, maybe snuggle up, maybe talk a little bit, and start planning an amazing weekend getaway next weekend if you're available. We can go hiking, nice dinners, get a nice hotel suite, and do this right because I really like you. And I don't want to be the same to you just like every other guy. How do you think she's going to respond to that? She's probably going to want to jump your bones right there, but then you still need to stick to your guns and say, no, next weekend, let's just hang out, right? You make a move, she says yay or nay. If she says nay, you know where you're at and move accordingly. You guys don't understand how women's emotions work. You don't understand the shit test. You guys are young and inexperienced. You'll figure it out. All right. We are at 1 hour and 47 minutes. Real quick here, I want to go through this posting here on the subreddit Purple Pill Debate. Study shows men rate feeling desired by their partners higher than what is appreciated. One more time. Study shows men rate feeling desired by their partners higher than what is appreciated, right? Yeah, men want to be appreciated by women. That's what they desire. But if you talk about that with the woman, then it's going to make it come off as weak and needy, right? Because the truth of the matter is this. If I don't feel I'm being desired by a woman, I'm not going to continue seeing her. I'm not going to come out and say, well, babe, I want to be desired. I'm looking for a woman that's going to desire me. That just sounds stupid. And it sounds very feminine. The truth of the matter is, men do want to feel that way. We just don't talk about it. There's no need to talk about it. Doesn't mean we're not open to talk about it. It's not a masculine sounding thing, right? I think this study highlights that men are more sensitive to the AFBB phenomenon. And the AFBB phenomenon is alpha fucks, beta bucks, right? The alpha male gets the intimacy with the woman, and the beta male gets his pocketbook drained. Phenomenon that than what people understand. It highlights that men are much more observant of their partner's sexual interests in them than what society appreciates, and that men are conditioned against their nature by society to not assert concern about this and are taught not to be entitled to end relationships over this. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the link to this subreddit posting, and I'm going to put it first into the YouTube chat, then into the Facebook chat, Come on. There we go. And then into the D Live chat. So if you folks want to check this out further, you can. If you're watching the live stream replay on YouTube, make sure you go into the chat. Right around this point, you'll see the link in there. I'm not going to put it in the description. The study also goes against the FDS, female dating strategies, notion that men should always make the first move, as it shows men seek to be desired as well as to desire. Nothing wrong with a woman approaching a man. It just doesn't happen as much nowadays. It's because women are liberated. Women want to be seen as equal. Okay? And that's fine, right? Like I mentioned earlier, men still have to do the pursuing in the beginning a little bit. But after the first date, you got to back off and she has to pursue you. You basically need to do whatever you can to be you, to give her a feeling that if she's not with you, the world ends. Now, that's pretty extreme, but that's the way a woman needs to feel. You need to make her feel like there's no other guy that's going to make her feel and treat her the way you do. And you have until after the first date to make that impression. Then you back off. So I will say this. I will somewhat, maybe more so, agree with female dating strategies on this. Men should always make the first move. I wouldn't say always, but the majority of the time, it's going to end up being the man because of the way things are nowadays. Let's read a few comments here in the comments section before we go off the air. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat now, because we'll be going off the air in probably about 10 minutes or less. We are at 1 hour and 52 minutes. But apparently it is immature, insecure, or unreasonable for a man to not want to be settled for by a woman who doesn't find him attractive. Well, that's a Betamon. That's a woman that was riding the carousel in her 20s while in college and wasn't able to convert Chad or Tyrone as into a husband. So now she's going out there and realizing the only guys that are going to marry her at that point are going to be the Betamons. And you Betamons have to learn that. You Betamons have to snap out of being a Betamon. As many of you know, this is my hill, and I'm prepared to die on it. So are you a Betamon? GNP aficionado. This is my hill, and I'm prepared to die on it. This guy is responding saying, same. I'd rather be an incel than settle for a woman that doesn't desire me. Please tell me that's a joke, that you'd rather be an incel than settle for a woman that doesn't desire me. If you're new here for the first time, incel stands for involuntary celibate, meaning that you're a guy that would like to be intimate with a woman, but no matter what you say or do or how you show up, women won't sleep with you for any reason. That's pretty funny. Same. I'd rather be an incel than settle for a woman that doesn't desire me. Flapper femme fatale. Is this a woman saying this? That's perfectly reasonable. But obsessing over how she sees other men when she's giving you no indication that she's being disloyal is, at best, a major insecurity that I, a woman, would dump a guy over. So you just heard it yourself, guys. This woman's being honest. Being insecure is one of the quickest ways to repel a woman. And how does a woman pick up on if you're secure or insecure? If you are seeking validation, okay, if you're constantly pursuing the woman or seeking validation, That's a major insecurity. Worrying about exes and other men is just way too high school for me. I actually respect this woman. Man, I'm going to give you a big round of applause. That was good. That was good. Very good. All right. How she sees other men is what this person is responding to, what a previous commenter mentioned. Well, it depends on how she actually does see other men. Well, that's true. Admiring someone like Brad Pitt as yep, he's a 10 out of 10 is one thing. But thinking my BF isn't the most attractive, but I love him is ew for dudes. Right. See, women, you got to understand this. If you make your man aware, or he overhears you talking to your friends or other people, that you settled for him because he was the best you could get, think about that. Do you want a man saying that about you? Do you want a man saying that he settled for you because you were the best he could get, right? You see, this is what happens with women nowadays, and maybe it's because they're emotional beings. They don't take what bothers them and flip it on the opposite end of the spectrum to see how the man would feel in the same situation, right? Or how they would feel in the same situation in this case, which is what I mean, right? So when women have come out and said, we're dating down because the guy we really want doesn't want us in a committed relationship, so we have to date down in order to get what we really want, right? Well, yeah, like I said a second ago, if a guy tells you, well, you're not what I really wanted, this is exactly what the ladies are saying without saying it, right? If I came to you and said, we're in a relationship, right? I said, well, I'm dating you because I couldn't get the woman I really wanted, and you're the best I could get, so I settled for you. You're not my typical type. You're cute, but you're not my typical type, right? You're okay looking, but you're not my typical type, right? It works both ways. Women nowadays are going through this because they're wasting their 20s with Chad and Tyrone, and they're focused more on their career, college, and getting into their job than finding a guy when they're in their sexual prime, when they're in their prime years in their 20s. Basically, if you wouldn't sleep with him casually, don't have a relationship with him, that shit is a total deal breaker for a lot of guys. Couldn't have said it better myself. Man, this is interesting. X red black pillar. Okay, you left MGTOW, then you're a dude. Red pill man. Basically, if you wouldn't sleep with him casually, don't have a relationship with him, that shit is a total deal breaker for a lot of guys. This guy is responding to what that last person said. And he says, LOL, 99% of dudes shouldn't be in relationships then. LOL. Well, guys don't want to be with a woman. A guy that's seeking a relationship don't want to be with a woman that believes in casual relationships. Because what that's saying, in other words, is that the moment one thing is off in the relationship, rather than the woman working it out, she'll go and cheat on the guy, right? That's what happens. Where's the lie, says this dude. What do you mean by that? Nah, the top 20% or so will be. Anyway, if that means 80% or more dudes are not in relationships, I don't see the problem. If they want to accept a humiliating position, okay. Oh, dude, that's X red black pillar, dude. You still have some work to do on yourself. It sounds pretty jaded, dude. Responding to, nah, the top 20% or so will be the last person. The problem with the top 20% thing is you are really including all men or only men in or around your age, because more than 20% of men aged 22 to 32 are in the top 20% of all men ages 18 through 60 or 70. For women, where age is more important, the top 20% will be mostly comprised of women aged 18 to 25, with some 26 to 29, and a few 30-something year olds. The top 20% of women can fuck anyone they want. Are you kidding me? Where you been, dude? That might have been true 20 years ago. Not anymore. You got women out there nowadays that are 100 pounds overweight that can sleep with 9 out of 10 guys they encounter. You're wrong, dude. You have no idea how far along women have come. Your logic here, dude, is not making any sense. You're a red pill man? No. You still have some work to do, brother. That is not the case for top 20% men. So the top 20% of women will only date top 20% men. But a top percent of that 20% of men is the one getting all out casual sex. If that's what you want. But are we talking about getting casual sex or getting into a relationship with someone that you really are attracted to? This is what you guys are not putting in here, right? There's a difference between wanting something casual and how to go about it and wanting something more committed and long-term and how to go about it. Go out and tell me how many guys aged 18 to 28 look like they can pull this off. It is like 1 in 20, 1 in 40, respectively 5% and 2.5%. In my 20s, actually, in my early 30s, my 20s were good too. I met lots of women. I didn't sleep with all of them. I had relationships, but I met lots of women that wanted to be with me. I had more of my choice, right? In my 20s, but especially in my early 30s, like I had women that were 19 and 20 and 21 that constantly gave me attention and were trying to get with me. And they were actually really nice women. They were very feminine. They weren't even trying to get my resources or anything. But it was a different time back then, too. We didn't have these smartphones. We had dating sites. You had to go on a computer, right? We didn't have swipe left and swipe right. You actually had to, talk to people by phone. There were phone dating lines that are still around that don't work as well anymore, where you can meet quality women. It was different back then. But yeah, that like these numbers here, like this dude, I don't know, dude. Like you're all over the place with this. You're all over the place with this. Maybe you're just trying to get some attention or trying to fit in with the other MGTOW or red pill guys or purple pill guys. You raise a good point. The reason why I mentioned 20% is because with enough of a looks gap, 4 points or more, I have seen women absolutely simp for the guy to the point they will have a ONS, which probably stands for one night stand, with him to get him to commit. I think if the top 20% dudes reached down 4 to 5 points in looks, that would cover most women. I don't believe in casual sex, so I guess I should just die alone then. No, here's the thing. It's not about having casual sex. What a lot of women realize, and it's true, if they really like a guy and they feel the guy really likes them, the sooner they sleep with them, the sooner the guy will believe that she's really into him. The women that understand that are going to have success. It's not that we want to sleep with you right away, but we know that you're not fully invested in us until you sleep with us. That's exactly why we pump and dump women. A common MGTOW term. One more reply. Where is it? Yeah, LOL. That's exactly why we pump and dump women. You guys are bad, man. Queen Helen Casey has the big eyes of looking for trolls. She knows the stream is getting close to the end, and she's looking for you trolls. They're not even trying tonight, Queen. That's pretty good. It's all good. All good. Okay. Let me read one more here, and then I'm definitely going to be going off the air. We are at 2 hours and 5 minutes. I'm very attracted to my BF, my boyfriend. I also simultaneously recognize he's not the most attractive man I have ever seen. That's okay. She's saying this for example purposes. Our relationship actually started as a casual sex situation, and the relationship came a little later, 3 years later, and we're still happily together. You see, here's the thing. This dude is a smart guy. He wanted to be with you from the very beginning, and maybe you did too, but he didn't want to put any pressure on you. He allowed you to get to know him intimately, hanging out, without any pressure of the commitment. And that allowed you to get to know him, feeling free to come and go as you please, right? And the more and more he gave you freedom, the more and more you wanted less freedom from him. See how it works, guys? The concept of my BF, boyfriend, isn't the most attractive, and I would have casual sex with him aren't mutually exclusive. No. Attraction is not always 100% physical. Okay? You might be an average-looking guy with the greatest personality and you're funny, and to a woman, that'll give her complete attraction. It's just that what us men don't want to hear from women, or we don't want our women to feel this, is that we don't want them to feel like they settled for us. We want them to feel like they're with us because they really feel it. That's it. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up. Let's go back over to full screen. It's going to wrap it up for tonight. I don't have a lot to close with regarding this topic. All I'm going to say is that if you miss any parts of this show, go back and check out the replay. It'll be available shortly after I go off the air here. And if there's a topic that you would like for me to discuss at a business or personal level, I also do business topics as well. Let me know. Email me at Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. That's Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. And I will get to your topic as soon as possible. And right now, I have some flexibility. So if you submit a topic request, I should be able to get to it right away. And I'm offering topics for free right now. Typically, they're $19 on my website. But for right now, get your topics in. I'll do them for you free of charge. With that being said, I want to thank everyone for being here. Thank you to Queen Helen Casey for being here. As always, thank you to Arnie for being here. Thank you to Lewis Fuller for being here earlier. And thank you to Diane for being here on Facebook and anyone else that was watching behind the scenes. Have yourselves a great night. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.